Podcast, WATP.
I know we've covered Tana Mongeau before on this show, and we covered her and some of her drama in the past, but the main reason why I'm interested in Tana is because she does a show called Canceled with my girlfriend, Brooke Schofield. Producer Chris knows what I'm talking about. She is very attractive, that Brooke Schofield. I don't know if you knew that or not. Tana, not so much. But Tana's the bigger star for some reason. She's a huge e-celeb, and she's had some interesting controversies over the years. What did you bring for us today, Lucy?
Yeah, so she sure is. She is full of controversy. She is full of shittiness. There has been so many things that have happened with her that you kind of have to break it down. So today we're going to be talking specifically about the 2018 TanaCon. But I figured before we actually talk about what TanaCon is, how it went down, I thought we might want to remind ourselves of our favorite ex-wife of professional boxer Jake Paul. In my clip 1, let's see what Tana's like.
Say
I like
it. Something about her personality that just, I don't know. Yeah, so where was this now?
So this was at some award show. She had this big controversy with iDubbbz about saying the N-word.
Yes.
I don't remember exactly what happened. Again, she is just in controversy after controversy, so it's almost impossible to keep up with what everybody hates her for today.
Got it.
So this was quite some time ago, and then after that, actually after 2018's TanaCon, she ended up marrying Jake Paul, which was another nightmare of a situation, unsurprisingly. But today we're going to be talking about TanaCon. In order to talk about TanaCon, we got to kind of talk a little bit about what VidCon is. So are you guys familiar with VidCon?
I am. I remember, here's my experience with VidCon. We were going to have Vito Gesualdi on the show, and then he canceled on me last minute because he was going to VidCon.
Yes.
So that's my experience with this stupid thing for, I guess, creators and influencers.
Yeah, so it's basically like the most prestigious YouTube convention. Think like Comic-Con, but for YouTube.
You guys lied to me when you said this was about sex positions, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Sorry.
It's just dawning on him. Wait a minute.
Sorry. So in 2018, VidCon decided not to feature Tana as a creator.
That's
so how did
crazy.
she respond to this? I know. It was completely
I'm
absurd.
so mad about it. How can they do that to her?
She responded like any spoiled brat who wasn't invited to the cool kid's birthday party would in my clip 2.
So with that being said, fuck VidCon, fuck anyone who created VidCon. I think all of the rebelled people and all of the unwanted people should host a little meet and greet in Anaheim, California on the same days as VidCon. I'd love to do.
So her response to this whole thing, like a true adult, was that she was going to hold her own convention, name it after herself, right down the street from VidCon on the same day.
Compete. Yes, that's how you do it. I'm
Competitive.
bigger than YouTube. Aren't you on YouTube? Yeah, but I'm also...
so great at
Didn't
everything.
Cardiff do the same thing to you?
He threatened to, yes. Which would have been funny if he did.
So she ended up planning this entire event in 40 days. She was supposed to be doing VidCon. She had this giant outburst 40 days before the event. So she decided to plan this whole thing as fast as possible. And the entire idea was that it was supposed to be all about inclusivity. VidCon was really expensive. It was costing, VidCon tickets were something like $65 to $695. So she was like, well, if you don't want to go to VidCon, then you can just come to TanaCon and you can spend only $65 maximum, but most of the tickets are free. And we're going to have the most famous creators, even the famed cat fucker, Shane Dawson. So
Right.
Shane Dawson at the time, he infamously never went to conventions. She got him to agree to come to hers. It was a huge deal. And she created the entire
Lucy,
thing as revenge.
I'm not asking a question that you don't know the answer to, but why
Go
would
ahead.
tickets be between $0 and $65? How do you get the... I'd want the $0 ticket, I think.
Yes, so that is a great question. And what basically happened was she was like, I am doing this for free entirely.
Okay.
You can get in for free. Your ticket is free. $0 gets you in. if you want a VIP ticket, then you can spend $65.
Oh,
So-
okay. And the VIP gets you what? You get to fuck her?
The VIP ticket, you're not too far off. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's just finger blaster.
Let's talk about what happens with the VIP ticket. We're going to skip around in my clips a little bit here. So the free ticket gets you in the door. VIP tickets get you line skipping. They get you a private meet and greet with your favorite creators, and they got you a gift bag that they claimed was worth more than quadruple the price of the ticket. So let's look at the gift bag that was worth $260 in the photograph that I have in clip 7.
Okay. Some
So
nice
you can
stickers.
see here,
Okay.
yeah. So it looks like some Dollar Tree stickers that are very pro animals are not meat. We got, so you can see the badge is the orange little thing down at the bottom. All of the people who attended the festival said we did not see, there were orange badges for the $65 tickets and yellow badges for the free tickets. They said we did not see a single yellow badge. Everybody spent $65, which not a big deal. That's honestly a pretty good price.
Sure. Yeah.
No, not for this quadruple the price of that gift
I like
bag.
the sticker that has the chicken on it. It says, I'm not a nugget. Yeah, not yet.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, give it time.
Right.
So
But just to be clear, I mean, so that bracelet came with it too?
yes. You
I thought
got
it was a cock ring.
I believe that the bracelet says
You
Gucci
wish.
Gang on it. It says something about Gucci on it.
Okay.
And then you might notice in the middle right there, that is a Tana condom.
I get it.
That was handed out. So it's a condom branded with TanaCon on it.
That's
that was handed out.
TanaCon stupid.
Yeah. Oh, well, not only that, but almost all of the attendees to this were, 13-year-old girls. So maybe not the smartest of things to put in a gift bag. Definitely not worth $260. I think we can
Oh, you
all
don't
agree
think
to that.
13-year-olds should have safe sex? Is that what you're saying? They can
it's-
get pregnant.
It's
You do know that,
controversial, but
I will say I think teenagers should have safe sex. I'll put it out there. I'm just saying. I mean, maybe you don't feel that way, Lucy, but I'll go out on the limb.
it's a very controversial opinion that I hold here. So let's kind of back into the convention. So again, her motive was 100% revenge. She
Right.
was not doing this because she wanted to put on a good show for people. So we know it's going to be a shit show. So let's check out how it went in my clip 3.
Because there's no way to fucking get in.
Then she needs to give everybody their money.
Yeah.
This shit show couldn't get any worse.
Are you guys having fun today?
Someone being pulled out on a stretcher.
Yes, so that's right. Everybody hated it.
She was
Everybody's
one of the
been pulled
lucky
out on
ones.
stretchers.
So, all right, what's incredible about this, and I remember covering this where everyone's stuck outside in the sun and it's hot as
Yeah.
balls.
Sunstrokes.
Yeah, sunstrokes and shit. And what's incredible about this is how many people actually showed up. So to Tana's credit, she's like 40 days out. She's like, fuck it, I'll throw my own convention. It'll be huge. And she was right. But she didn't plan that.
She was absolutely right. Now, there's a lot of controversy about how many people actually attended this event. What Tana was claiming after the event is we sold 5,000 tickets and 20,000 people ended up showing up, and that's why we weren't prepared for anything.
Okay.
However, almost everybody who has done analysis of what the crowd looked like, they all agree that it's right around the 5,000 mark. So people are like comparing it to football stadiums, and I didn't get into any of that because in all honesty, it's kind of boring. We're going to say that they sold about 5,000 tickets and about 5,000 people showed up. Now, the problem with that is that the event space that they booked only had a capacity of 1,000. So that meant that 4,000 people were stuck outside.
I was going to
that
say
weren't-
4,000. I was doing the math too. That's 4,000, right?
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
So all those 4,000 people were stuck outside. They weren't planning on being stuck outside. So they didn't bring water. They didn't have sunscreen on. They're just frying in the hot California sun.
They're not even getting
waiting in line.
condoms. Right.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even have a place to use them at SpiteCon. It's just a nightmare for everybody.
It would have been a lot better if she would have hired the promoter from the station nightclub.
Well,
Yes.
we will get into her promoter a little bit as we continue along. So she got a good one. She got a good one. So after the event, after all of this was kind of over and like everybody was super pissed off about it, Tana did some interviews, actually with Shane Dawson, where she addressed the capacity issues in my clip 4.
And everybody is talking about capacity and people inside. I was under the impression that that space was perfectly fine for 5,000 people. I went there, I toured the venue. He had people from Anaheim, Marriott, whatever the fuck, speak to me. They were telling me that that space is fine, that big room and all of the ballrooms and all of the space in between. And I asked him over and over and over and over again, 5,000 people can be in this space, right? There's plenty of space for 5,000 people. We have plenty of security for 5,000 people, right?
What is with apology videos with women? They don't wear any makeup. Is that part of the apology? Like, look at how sorry I am.
Well, if you want to see, we could take a little brief interlude here and see her blubber crying in clip 6. That's also a necessity of women's apology videos.
I know.
People are mad at me.
I did bad. So
She's
you can
not
see
sorry.
that.
She's sorry she got found out for being an asshole.
Right.
Absolutely. And producer Chris, you're exactly right. The problem with this event, now you saw in 2 clips ago, we just saw, she's saying, everybody told me that we had enough capacity. I'm stupid. I don't know things like that. I had to rely on other people to tell me that we were fine for capacity.
Right.
But because this is a YouTube creator event, there were cameras rolling for all of the planning, all of everything that happened in this event. And so if we take a look at my clip 5, we're going to see the behind the scenes footage beforehand of her planning the event, showing that she had full knowledge of the capacity issues.
Ruh-roh.
But what is capacity? The hotel told me 1,200, but obviously in like the main ballroom. I have it set at 5,200 right now.
I love that for us.
So I feel like 5,200.
It would be really cool to have people like outside waiting to get in. Like people love to be oppressed outside.
Yeah.
They're just like, I waited in there. Like they love that shit. I love that shit.
I can also kind of just like set no capacity and then just be like, okay, we're gonna sell it out when we sell it out. Like I think we're in a good capacity. I mean, we could drop it to 3,000 if we wanted to instead of 5,200.
What are we gonna?
Wow. That's some damning evidence right there. It kind of makes the whole apology moot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. And, you know,
in case you couldn't hear that because the audio wasn't great on that. So they said that the capacity was 1,200. That's what the hotel told her. And then the guy goes, well, we sold 5,200 tickets. She's like, cool, let them wait outside.
Yeah. They're all proud of themselves.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. What an asshole.
Yeah. So she intentionally left 4,000 people standing outside, no food, no water, in the hot California sun for more than 5 hours. Just complete nightmare. It was basically like, do you remember Fyre Festival? This is like the mini version of Fyre Festival.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's very similar to that, where it's just like, I don't know, we'll just sell the tickets and we'll figure it out afterwards.
Yeah.
Just sell
Good
the
luck,
tickets
everybody.
and we'll figure it out.
Now, the difference
that Woodstock went through the same thing, didn't it? Like
Which one? The
2000
original? Yeah, Woodstock 99.
Oh, yeah.
Or 99.
Yeah, it was a clusterfuck because they just were not prepared for anything. But at least at Fyre Festival, they got people drunk. Like, you showed up, they're like, here's some tequila. Like, this is just like you're just standing in a parking lot. It sucks.
I think that Woodstock, they had like 4 cases of bottled water. Like, I think this is good enough. We're good.
Well, what if we sell out? Just make it more expensive. We won't sell out. Oh, good idea. Yeah, smart.
We'll make more water.
So unlike Woodstock and unlike Fyre Festival, there became this theory that TanaCon was a planned failure, that they were basically just using it for clout. So
it was a con?
Yeah. Could you believe it?
Yeah.
These crazy, crazy people. So that was just one of the many things that really annoyed everybody about this. Now, we already kind of talked about the fact that you got in for your $65 VIP ticket, compared to VidCon tickets, which were, $65 to almost $700 that year. And the idea that you could get these perks of the VIP, we already saw the gift bag, but none of the other perks mattered at all, because if every single person is a VIP, there's no line skipping because everybody's in line for the VIP. And nobody could get into the meet and greets because people literally couldn't get into the door. So you might have heard that Tana was, through all of these blubbering, she was like talking about this guy who was telling her stuff. And Doug, this is going to get right into our promoter. So who is the promoter for this event? Because obviously Tana can't do all of this herself. His name was Michael Weist, and he ran something called Good Times Media Group, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And Tana blamed him for everything. She was like, it's not my fault. I couldn't have possibly known.
It was Michael from Scapegoat Media. He was the guy who's made all these bad decisions.
Yeah, it sure was. And then he was like, well, it wasn't my fault either. But the best part is that he just never seemed to give a fuck about anything. So he was like 19 years old when he planned this event in 40 days for 5,000 people.
Anything you say.
Should have got Ja Rule.
I know, it would have been better. So in my clip 10, we are going to see him address the media immediately after TanaCon gets shut down, because they did get shut down after one day. And you're going to notice that not only is he dressed like a slob, but he can't actually say, hey, we're really sorry that, you know, we had to shut down our event without throwing VidCon under the bus.
What we want to do is fix that. So rather than what VidCon does and our competitors and arrest people and create issues, we decided to shut down the event for safety. It didn't block fire exits and things like that that would cause major issues.
So that's him basically saying, you know, we're doing so much better than VidCon. VidCon, if they had problems like this, they would never shut it down. VidCon had 75,000 attendees that year and did wonderful, and there were no safety issues, and nobody got pulled away in an ambulance.
Also, nobody asked him about VidCon. We're talking about your convention.
Yeah,
but the Super Bowl in '83, like, yeah.
Hey, look over there.
He truly is dressed like an absolute slob. He is wearing champion sweatpants.
He's wearing his pajamas.
He's wearing his pajamas. This is the host of this 5,000 person event. He's wearing, I don't think you can see it right here, but you might have seen it earlier. He's wearing like those sandal slides with socks, which I think is a fashion thing that has come back in. But regardless, he looks like a fucking idiot. And I just can't deal with him. This got so big. This whole thing, it was just complete insanity. So we're going to segue into the next clip by talking about the Dr. Phil episode. Dr. Phil ended up covering this. So we're going to see in my clip 11 a little bit more of Michael just behaving like an entitled wiener and shifting blame onto everybody else here.
Within a matter of seconds, police swarmed the building, getting on their loudspeakers, please evacuate immediately.
All right, guys, everybody, let's go!
Fans who had paid money to have this experience were confused. People were left stranded outside in the burning sun. Police wanted answers. Our fans wanted answers. I was extremely overwhelmed.
It's on a segue, too.
Yes.
He's going to get douchier. That's awesome.
He spent the entire festival riding around on this Segway. Now, I was trying to find tons and tons of clips of this because when this first was happening in 2018, every single attendee of this festival was videotaping.
Right.
And there are just all these clips of him zipping around on the Segway with his little microphone yelling at people. Yeah. Oh, my God. He is like a cartoon evil villain. It's just...
He kind of reminds me of the character Will Ferrell plays in, what's the movie with Blue Steel? The Zoolander, yeah. He's kind of got that vibe to him.
Yeah, he does. I just like the idea of this like spoiled little guy named Michael riding around on his little pony all throughout this giant failed festival, yeah? He's so excited. So yeah, I think at this point, most people still blame him. That's kind of the end of the story. They promised that they were going to give refunds to everybody who went to this because nobody got to get in. But I think some people got refunds, not everybody. And that certainly didn't cover their travel costs because people were coming from literally across the other end of the world to see this.
Right.
So it was a little disappointing of an event. So I figured to finish up, we'll just kind of reinforce the difference between the experience that Tana had immediately after TanaCon and the experience that the fans had. So we're actually first going to look at my clip 9, which is going to be some fans who attended, and they got to leave with some party favors, not just their gift bags. So we'll see what they got.
IVs.
Guys, we were in line for almost 5 hours. Almost 5. And we got really sunburned.
Like, do you see the difference in my face and my body?
Yeah.
So yeah,
we can tell you're sunburned, yes.
I'm not as stupid as you.
Well, they were attending TanaCon, so we have to...
You didn't show
that
up,
it's a
Red?
sunburn is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
So kids got burnt to a crisp. People were hauled out on stretchers. Dehydrated teenagers were sobbing in corners. It was just a fucking nightmare. And seeing this utter disaster unfold before her, Tana, the social media guru, decides that she wants to take to the internet to release the following video of herself addressing the issue. But actually, she's just partying it up that very night instead of being a responsible adult.
So she learned a lot. That's good.
Yep. So that was what she did while everybody else was suffering.
I'm glad she feels bad at least. That's a good thing. She probably won't do that again. I won't make that mistake ever again.
Yeah, there was never a TanaCon 2, but there will be Fyrefest 2, so there's always hope for another TanaCon.
Will there be Fyrefest 2?
They're claiming that. I don't know.
How is it legal? This guy's still a promoter. He went to prison for that. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Are you ever going to release the video of Carl twerking after a Magic Bag show?
Coming up next.
At least I'm justified in that behavior, Doug. It was a great show. Everyone had a fun time.
Play the tapes.
Who are these podcasts? WA